So our bay window is a fairly simple construction, just made out of hinges, these snot bricks and our windows. So we start off with a layer of hinge and brick, and these snot bricks have just these cheese wedge pieces plugged into them on every other one. And this last one, its last snot brick, is raised up on a 1x plate, and the reasons for that will become apparent. Now obviously this isn't all locked together, so we're going to offset our hinges for the next layer. That will mean each joint of these 5 sets of bricks is hinged, but the hinges are not contiguous across every set of joints. And simply add our windows onto there. So that's our first set of bay windows, and the second set is just the same, continues on top with these hinges and plates. And then at the top we've just got a couple of bricks at strategic points ready to receive the top of our bay. So we're going to rotate that into shape. It'll be roughly a half circle, and that will nicely take our bay tops. Now this would have been again a preferred piece, and when I was originally designing it was a single half circle piece, but those are not available in orange. So we've got our 2 halves. Just need some lavender plate just to help us receive the roof. And they're all going to be stabilised in the centre with this jumper on here. So that's the outside of our bay window. Let's move on to the interior. So the inside of our bay window is something of a Frankenstein's monster of pieces and parts, and this is one where I did the initial build and all the bits seemed to work, so I just left it as it was, never really changed anything up, because you don't really see these bars which receive the arms inside due to all the window frames. I just left them as they were. Those would obviously be better in a different colour. But here you see a tall Weasley mannequin. We've got his suit legs, again using those stickers from the proper Diagon Alley release set. A stack of product between the mannequin's legs and the waistcoat, and when we bring that into the back of our window, you can see that fills up the space, and through our windows we can see all of our lovely sticker elements that just gives a bit more visual interest. So that's the main structure of the bay complete. You can see this window here has no glass, and we have a bracket at the bottom of its space, and this one again no glass in either of these two, and the bracket fills up the top of its space, and that's to receive our mannequin's arms. So let's pop those on next. So here are our arms, pretty simple, fairly similar to, in fact almost identical to the release set pieces, except they use Technic plates and I've just used regular brick plates here, just because I didn't like the joint on the original one. It's held with one of those little lipstick pieces, and I felt with continuous assembly and disassembly I'd probably lose that, or it'd fall off, or it'd lose some clutch because it's only a rubbery piece. So I went with the normal clips. The hand and hat are constructed much the same. I didn't put a hat band on. I may replace this brick with a stack of plates, but I can't go any deeper than that. That's it, 2 bricks and 2 plates is as deep as I can go for the hat for storage reasons. We'll get to that a little bit later, but let's install our arms into our bay. one goes through here on this clip here, and this one is hinged with another one of those fiery yellow plates. Still need to replace a few bricks as ever. It's those one bys that always get missed off the order. That's going to go out of one window and in the other. And there we have our Weasley man. Now we don't have a mechanism and it doesn't really move, but we can make it waggle about a bit. But obviously that will just sit in place on the MOC. So let's finish our bay window with our head. And here that is. Again, straight from the pages of the Lego instruction manual. No changes. Still got this piece, just because it's perfect size and shape to build this construction. And although we don't have any kind of mechanism that needs to receive it, it makes everything work just as it should. And that's going to sit here on this jumper in the neck hole. So there we have our tall Weasley waving his top hat. Okay, let's install it on the build. So here we are back with our original part. Here's our new piece. It's going to slide in, and that just sits between these angles here. We do need to finish off our bay window just with some more details. You'll see why we've got these studs and cheese wedges. That's just so that when we put on our little bay pieces, just to make, oh dear, just one moment. My bay window just decided to explode itself. So we'll take the man out and show you that again. So once we put in our curved bricks onto these remaining open snot studs, we can see that we get a fairly nice detailed bay window. Again, we've not got the same amount of detail as on the original, and we're of course again one course of windows less than we were previously. And it gives us a nice half round setup. Let's bring back in our centerpiece and our lid. Connect those all up. Yeah, it's like I said, very flimsy and not up to Lego build standards at all. Reinsert our arms. And pop the head on. So there we go. And that could pass, I think, as Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. Not too bad, got most of the main elements there. But I think we do need to go higher. And as you may have noticed, this is not all going to fit inside one set of book covers. So if we're going to be using a second one for storage anyway, let's then make the most of that storage space. As this one stores away, I'll show you at the end, but just here in this void, that's where the middle of our tall man goes. And that just comes across there, and these brackets on the bottom stud it into the side of the wall there. But let's continue with the main build, and we'll look at the storage reconfiguration a little bit later. So our build is just finished off with some lavender and grey walls. Nothing particularly special about these. Obviously just one stud wide and built long enough to bridge across these two pieces here, just to keep this spine and book cover continuous. So that's going to pop on there. Just take a little bit of realigning just to get your brick rows in order. Oh, naturally, that was going to happen. Because of the brackets, just standing this off from the back of the book cover, these ones tend to move around a little bit, which is why we need that extra stabilizing wall on top. And there we go, that goes there. And then the wall is going to be finished with a row of cylinders just here. That just makes it the right size. And likewise over here, just to stabilize this wall, we've got another top and another row of cylinders. And as ever, our bracket has come unclipped. All right, let's complete our walls with this last piece. Now this was the side panel I ordered as part of a brick haul, and this sticker was already attached to it. I ordered it for the sticker long before I decided how I was going to build this, but turned out I needed a 1x6 panel just to take up as much space as possible by keeping the brick count down. So I decided to use it, and it works. And although that dark mark sticker should be properly on the side of the build here, I've left it up on the top. I may take it off, I probably will take it off, might reuse it in a different location, or just have to sacrifice it, as I do have another one on the sticker sheet I ordered for the build. But for now it's on there, it's going to stay on there. And then we're going to use some of these grippers just to clip. And same on this side. Just going to go through and clip our build together. And that is our final Weasley Wizard Wheezes. So there it is. As you can see, it's shorter, but probably overall just about the same length, but not the same height. But when it's up on my tool shelf, with the foreshortening effect of seeing it from an odd angle, and also its overall height being pretty good, and with a few minifigs strolling up and down outside of it, it's looking fairly good. So this is great. We have our shelf display Weasley Wizards Wheezes. This can sit and provide a nice facade background along with the other sets in the MOC series. But we're not always going to have the space or the ability to display. Sometimes I want to put my Quidditch sets on display, so we need to store away Diagon Alley. And thankfully that can be done with the book and just another set of covers. So let's start storing. So as I said, I enjoy the fact that each time I get this out or put it away, I get a little bit of a build experience. And that's true. Although I don't have to build it from scratch every time, which would be wildly tedious, there is quite a lot of putting together and taking apart. And if I think of this as not a very long transformation, but as like a little session playing with my Lego unto itself, it's quite an enjoyable process, bringing the buildings from their stored version to their display version. So this is largely how it's going to break down for storage. So we have our main walls. We're going to take our tall man and pop him just there. Oh, and of course he chooses today to explode. Pop him in there like that. Hinge our wall, and pretty much that's the first volume of our book packed away for storage. No, not well. Good gracious. There we go. So that's the first book. So the second volume is a bit more fiddly, but it starts off with all these spaced out bricks. Pop our last one in there. And these are to receive, just change our angle, there we go, flattened out bay window. That's just going to use a couple of these snot studs on there to secure there like that, and that's just going to rest on those bricks and sit flat in our cover. So next up, we're just going to store these window pieces here. They can just stud onto the inside of the book cover. Now you see this is studs up, not studs down. So that means these are inverted, and as you can see the colours are nothing like the other one. And that's because I'm waiting on a bricks and pieces order. And now unfortunately not all bricks come in all colours, and getting the spines to match was never going to happen with an inverted spine. So I've had to come up with a different colour scheme, but it still fits the overall vibe of our Weasley Wizard Wheezes. So it will match in feel, if not in the particulars. So first wall we're going to put away is our long wall. We do need to remove a brick just so that clip doesn't overlap the top of the cover. I don't really need to do it, but I tend to, just to keep things a little neater in case I need to put anything on top of my books. Then we're going to have our walls there and there, nope, there. We'll put our cylinders in there as well. Fumble. There we go, and they can store away our walls. So we've still got a few parts to store away, and that's where this little extra build on the side comes in. Okay, the final stages of our storage. Now, because we're closing this all up, there are often some brick conflicts. You need to be careful. For example, you can't place this just anywhere on the studs, otherwise the sign, you might be able to see down there, will interfere with this hinge here, will interfere with the sign. So we need to make sure that those are clear of each other. I'm just going to stack in there, in a moment, because there's one more piece to put in. That's part of the storage infrastructure, and that's going to sit in there, and that holds the nose of our head. Just going to sit on top there, and then we can put these in here. Make sure there's no conflict. Yep, those bricks just about brush past each other. Go. A head now without his nose. He's going to store up here on the side of the brick wall. Pop his hat in as well, and the top of our tower. And they're all going to sit, and all of those takes no more than the 4 bricks of space we've got. One last piece to put in, and that's our arm. That's going to clip onto this bar here. Sit there, and then we can close up. Forgotten one piece of storage. The arm of our tall man just needs to face backwards, and it can clip on there nice and straight so that that hinge plate doesn't interfere. There goes that bracket again, and that will close up square and square. And we have our stored away Weasley Wizard Wheezes. So I hope you've enjoyed the first part of this new MOC series of Diagon Alley moments. Next part will be coming fairly soon. I'm very keen to get it done, but I really do want those final few pieces to arrive from Bricks and Pieces so that I can just get on with it and ignore the fact that their bits are missing. If you'd enjoyed this video, please do leave us a like. If you'd like to see more storable Lego MOCs, then please consider subscribing to Brickin. Bye bye now.